Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Tammy, and today we are talking all about Scotland. We are going to go over what is going on my upcoming trip. Now, at the time of recording this video, I am 11 days from leaving for this trip. You're going to be seeing this while I'm already gone, maybe when it's close to time for me to come back. So I don't know how I'm putting everything up yet, but there we are. So I have a lot going on. I have to get packed. I only have one weekend left before we leave. And today is a Sunday. So I am going to try to get as much done as I can today. But as I was thinking about all the things I needed to do packing wise and all that, I thought I never did come and tell y'all all the details that y'all asked about. Now, one of the reasons you're not seeing this until I'm gone is just for general safety reasons. You know, you don't want to ever give anybody the full itinerary of where you're going to be every second of the day. Not that anybody's looking for me. This channel is not big. let's just be realistic about things. My other channel is quite big though, but I don't think that would still be an issue. Anyway, just for general safety reasons, plus I'm not the only one going. I have other people that are going with me, so I'm not going to give details of somebody else's trip also out, for anybody to get a hold of. So that's why you're seeing this after we've already gone and probably close to the time of us coming back, or maybe even right when we get back. I don't know. I haven't decided how I'm going to post these yet. But I will have this video, and again, you may have seen some of what I'm going to mention. I'm going to have this video. I'm going to have a packing video, and then I will have tons of vlogs from the trip itself. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're doing several tours that we booked through a company called Rabbies, I think is how you say it. They had very good reviews, and the tours look great, and they're a small tour group, so you're not with like 50 people. I think it's only 16 people that can go. So that was a big draw for us. I liked a little bit more personalized, tours. But we were not comfortable, any of us, because originally we were going to rent a car and just drive where we wanted to go. But with this being the first time any of us have ever been to this particular country, nobody was super comfortable driving everywhere yet. So we just decided that we're going to do public transport, trains, buses, Uber, whatever is over there, taxis, whatever's available. And then, of course, the cities we're going to stay in are pretty walkable. So that is the plan, and then we'll do tours out. So we're going to have two bases while we're there. We rented an Airbnb, and I will pop up some pictures because I'm so excited. We rented an Airbnb in Inverness, Scotland, and we're going to be there for the first half or almost half of our trip. And so that's what we're going to be the first half. We're going to do some tours like our, more northern part of Scotland tours we'll do from Inverness. And then the other half of our trip, we're going to be in Edinburgh. We got an Airbnb in Edinburgh. It's very nice. The host for that place is very, very nice. They said, when y'all get ready to come, if you need to check in a little early, that's fine. If, you need to order groceries, I'll be there. I can bring your groceries in and have everything set up for you when you get here. So that was very nice. So we're really looking forward to those two places. And they're really bigger than what we needed, but everything else was way smaller than what we needed. So we just got what worked for us, and it's plenty of room for everybody to stretch out and do their own thing. So the itinerary for the trip, did I tell y'all who's going? Okay, so the people going on the trip, and some of y'all may be saying, we don't care, but yeah, some of y'all asked me for this specific information. So I know you're interested. I'm interested in stuff like that too. So I thought, like I said, I would make this video and kind of give y'all the rundown of what we're going to be doing and who's going with me. So I'm not going by myself, obviously. I am going with my cousin Renee, which y'all know her as Nene. That's what I've always called her since we were kids. And my two best friends, Miriam and Val, and then Miriam's husband, Joel, is also going with us. Y'all have seen pictures of them before. Not Joel probably, but the girls, I had, posted the pictures. I've posted on my Instagram, and they're in, I think maybe another video I made when we went out to do the Christmas tree shopping and stuff. That is who's going with me to Scotland, or who I'm going with to Scotland. We're going together to Scotland, however you want to say it. That's the group that's going. Now, originally, my sister was also going. Some of y'all know Brandy. She was going to go, but Brandy still has young kids at home. And so it ended up not working out where she was able to go and take a trip this big right now. But I told her that just means I'll have to go back. What a shame. What a terrible shame that I'll have to go do it again. So anyway, we're disappointed that she wasn't able to go, but we're still going to have a fantastic time, and she's excited for us. So don't think that she's upset or anything like that. She's very excited for us to go to. So the itinerary of what we're doing. So I'll give you just the rundown. You're going to see it all in videos anyway, but I'll sort of give you the rundown. We are flying out of New Orleans. We will fly to New Jersey, and we'll have a couple hour layover there, and then overnight on to Edinburgh. So once we get to Edinburgh, so we decided because we're flying in and out of Edinburgh, we wanted to end the trip there. So what we're doing is when we get to the airport in Scotland, we have a driver that's picking us up. It's all been arranged, and they will take us to the train station. We will take the train from Edinburgh up to Inverness, and that is going to be the first half of our trip. A little bit less than half. The way we had to plan things, we're doing several days in Inverness, and then the ending of our trip will be in Edinburgh. But we're not just going to see those two cities. We have tours planned that go all over Scotland, and we have all kinds of things to do. So I'll give you a little rundown of what we're doing and kind of what it is for any of y'all who don't know anything about that area. I have my iPad right here, so I may, if you see me looking down, so I can let you know kind of what the trip is about or what the tours are, in case y'all are planning a trip and maybe you want to do it. And of course, you'll see it when I film it when we go. So like I said, we leave from New Orleans, fly to Scotland, and then we'll take the train up to Inverness. So our first full day in Inverness, we are taking a tour called Glen Affric, Culloden, and the Clava Cairns. So that is, I'll put some pictures up on the screen as I'm reading this so you don't have to look at me read. It says, 7,000 years ago, Scotland was covered by rainforests, but the climate and humans transformed the country into a mix of mighty castles, bare mountains, and reputable cities. Yet there's a region that's hidden away, remaining ancient and wild, Glen Affric. 145 square kilometers of forest canopies, rivers, stags, and snow-crested mountains. You'll also get a chance to learn about the last battle fought on British soil at Culloden and discover a Bronze Age tomb at the Clava Cairns. So that is the first tour that we're taking. If you know me personally, I don't know how many times I've mentioned it. Well, if y'all saw my birthday vlog, I'm a huge Outlander fan. So when we saw this particular tour that it had Culloden in it, we definitely wanted to do this one. Plus, a lot of us are like real big history buffs. Like, we want to see all the history. Like, I don't want to just go to a country and see all of the touristy things, even though these are touristy, but I want to see some history of the country too. So we tried to kind of mix that in with the tours that we're doing. So that is the first tour we're doing. Okay, so the second tour we're doing, and Fiona, please don't kill me if I butcher some of these words, because y'all got some tough words over there to say. They're not tough, but they don't look like they should sound. So if I butcher some of the words, y'all please just forgive me. So the second tour that we're doing in Inverness is called Skye and Eileen Donnan Castle. I'm probably butchering that, but that's the second tour that we're doing. One of the things I said when I decided I wanted to go to Scotland a billion years ago is I wanted to see the Isle of Skye, period. It's so pretty up there. I actually follow a couple that lives in the Isle of Skye, and so I, watch their stuff all the time, and everything is so pretty up there. So that is the second tour. So what it says about that tour is sharp geological formations, crumbling coastlines, and windswept valleys. The Isle of Skye is Mother Nature all in her dramatic glory. On this day tour from Inverness, you'll explore the best of it. We take you on a journey through the stories, the history, and the sights of the island, while also giving you a taste of the most breathtaking scenery that Western Scotland has to offer. So we are very, very excited. There's a lot of little stops along the way, which of course y'all will see in the videos, but I'm kind of reading just from their website what the tour basically is about, kind of the overview of the tour. Now these tours, the majority of them are all day long. Like we meet up at like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning and we're not getting back until like 5, 6. One of them is 8 o'clock in the evening. So these are very long tours. They're like the entire day. So we did work into our schedule at least about every other day that we're there. We didn't schedule anything. And that will give us time to walk around the cities, drive out to any other places that maybe we want to see that aren't far from wherever we're staying. So we wanted to have a little bit of wiggle room. We did want guided tours because we did want somebody who has knowledge of the area and they can drive us and, you know, tell us all about everything and all that. So we did decide to do those tours. We looked at doing like in the very beginning of starting to talk about this, we did look into like the tours where you just get, you know, like there's a bus and you ride with a ton of other people for a full 2 weeks and they plan all your stays and all this kind of stuff. But none of us really wanted to be that regimented in the stuff that we were doing. We wanted to make sure we had days that if we didn't feel like getting up early, we didn't have to. Or if we had a late night out and we didn't want to do anything the next day, then we could also do that. So that's how we kind of planned our journey. And y'all will, of course, like I said, you'll see all of that. So those are the tours that we're doing from Inverness. So once we leave Inverness, we'll check out of that Airbnb and we will go to Edinburgh and check into that Airbnb for the remainder of our time in Scotland. Okay, so from Edinburgh, we will take our first tour, and that is our Outlander tour. We had to, y'all, we had to. Like I said, we are all, minus Joel, but all the girls, we are all huge Outlander fans. The Blood of My Blood series, if you're an Outlander fan, you haven't seen Blood of My Blood, you have to go watch it. Oh my gosh, it just ended as of the day I'm making this. The like mid-season finale was Friday night. It was so good, y'all. It was so good, but it made me so mad. I was like, I wanted to see what was going to happen. So definitely looking forward to the next part of the season for that. So we are doing, like I said, the Outlander tour. So that says, there are moments that make your heart race, scenes that keep you on edge, and kisses that make you blush. As thrilling as Outlander is, the real-life locations are even more powerful. Visiting these sites lets you step back in time and explore ancient villages and towering 600-year-old castles. On this tour, your guide reveals the history behind the show, making this time-traveling adventure as captivating as Outlander itself. So we are going to get to see Lallybroch, Midhope Castle, Fort William, all the things. We're going to get to see all the castles, probably not all of them, but a good chunk of all of the things that are in the Outlander series. So that's very, very exciting. Joel thinks we're all just going to be over there touching the rocks, trying to travel back in time and find our own Jamie Fraser. So, you know, whatever. But that's the first tour that we're taking. The second thing that we're going to do is on Halloween night, because we will be in Scotland for Halloween. And so we have booked, not through this company, but through just an independent place, it's like an underground or partially underground ghost tour, like a ghost walk-in tour. You know, just gives you kind of a haunted history of the city and all that kind of stuff. And then right after our tour, we have reservations for dinner at a restaurant called The Witchery. It is so pretty. It is so pretty, and it's just, we had to. And we were like, on Halloween night, how can you not? You're in Scotland, which has the rich haunted history anyway. And y'all know I'm from South Louisiana, just up the road from New Orleans, and there's a lot of haunted history in New Orleans as well. So it just was very intriguing to us. So we are doing the ghost tour, and then we are going to do dinner at the Witchery restaurant. So we're very, very excited about that. So the next thing that we're going to do, if you have heard me talk, I know some of y'all have, if you've been following me a while, you've heard me talk about my friend Fiona that lives in Scotland. She, we met through YouTube. Like I was watching her videos, she watches my videos. So we just chit-chatted and all that. And you know, we started talking and decided I was going to Scotland. Why not try to meet up? Like, is it ever going to happen again? So we have plans to meet up. I will definitely be sharing that with y'all. She will probably share that on her channel, I feel like, as well. It doesn't matter if she does. It doesn't matter, Fiona. You don't have to share it on your channel, but she vlogs her life too. So I figure she will probably share it on hers as well. So we do have plans to meet up with Fiona a little ways from where she lives. We're going to meet up, have brunch, hang out for a little while. And then the next tour that we are doing is Hadrian's Wall. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, but it says Hadrian's Wall, Roman Britain, and the Scottish borders. So this tour is the Romans came, they saw, but they couldn't quite conquer. After centuries of conflict in northern Britannia, they built a wall. Not just any wall, but a remarkable feat of engineering. It reflects the power of the Roman Empire and its complex relationship with tribal Britain. This tour takes you to the most fascinating parts of this grand boundary, exploring Rome's influence on Britain, the serene border hills, ancient abbeys, and the incredible Roman site of Vindolanda. So that is something that was requested by somebody in our group that, like, can we please go see this? Like, it's such a big historical thing. So absolutely, this is everybody's trip. We're trying to do everything that everybody wants to do within reason. There are a lot of things we're not going to be able to do. A lot of things we originally thought that we were going to add to our trip, but you just can't do it all. You can't do, even in 2 weeks, because originally our trip was going to be a week in Scotland and a week in Ireland. And then when we started looking, we were like, there's no way. All the things that we want to see, even 2 weeks in one country is not going to be enough. So, I'll have to go back. So sad. So we're doing that. And then the last thing that we're doing is, before we come home, is we're going to go to Rosslyn Chapel. And so that is not a tour that we're doing. That was also something that somebody in our group wanted to do. So of course, again, you want to do it, let's do it. And of course, everybody was like, if I want to go do something and you don't want to go, you don't have to go. But for me, part of the fun of a trip is doing it with somebody, and you make those memories with somebody. So we were all like, if that's what you want to do, well, I'll go do it. It's fine. We're going to have a lot of fun. So just like in Inverness, in Edinburgh, we have days that we don't have plans because we absolutely want to walk the city. We want to go see, Edinburgh Castle. Like, there's a lot of things we want to do. Go to the museum, go do this, that, and the third, everything. So that is our plans for our trip. And then once we leave Edinburgh, we will fly back to New Jersey and then back to New Orleans, and then we will be home. But we will be gone for 2 full weeks. I know that it's still not going to be long enough. Like, I still want to stay so much longer. I know we've already been looking at property over there. Y'all was like, if we all go in together, we could get a vacation home, and then we could just go anytime we wanted, and we have somewhere to stay. Pipe dreams, y'all. But anyway, so I hope that y'all enjoyed this little rundown of what we are going to be doing while we're in Scotland. Of course, like I said, I will be vlogging. Everybody else, of course, is also going to be taking pictures and everything else. And they, obviously were like, we will share everything with you. And that way I can share everything that we do, because they may get a picture that I don't get. And I thought too, if I'm the only one behind the camera for filming for y'all, you're never going to see me. So they're also going to be doing some filming and picture taking. So hopefully you'll get a couple of glimpses of me in Scotland. But anyway, so that is our itinerary. That is who I'm going with. If you have any more questions, let me know down in the comments. I will answer whatever. Like I said, we are probably in Scotland as you're seeing this video. And that's why I still also didn't give dates of when we're doing stuff, just sort of a general rundown. But you will get all of the details, all of the glorious details. I know some of y'all are very excited because several of y'all have told me that this is not a trip that you're ever going to get to take. So you're going to live vicariously through me. And I say, come on. I'll drag you along on the camera and I will show you everything. I will try to make sure that I do this trip better than the last trip I tried to vlog. Again, I'm still not a professional vlogger. And so I sometimes forget to pick the camera up, and when I'm just kind of in the moment. And that's okay too, because it is my trip and I do want to enjoy it. But I'm going to do my best to get some really good stuff for y'all to be able to watch when I come back. So anyway, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. And I will see y'all back from Scotland real soon. Bye, y'all.